Hey y'all, we're back. Welcome back to the Chris Stevens Writes YouTube channel. I'm of course Chris Stevens, the writer who writes. So, welcome to my YouTube channel. The relaunch video, I have to say, has gotten some kind feedback. So I want to thank y'all for indulging me and checking it out. I've posted various snippets and clips across social media. A few people have clicked on the channel. It's the second most viewed video in the history of the channel, and of course, I just restarted the damn thing after 2.5 years away. So thank you all very much for tuning into that video. Greatly appreciate it. The intro went great. Just very happy to be able to be back and doing this. And I said I was going to be more consistent. And shouts out to my guy, Dr. Rick of Dow Wellness down there in Atlanta. If you need a good chiropractor down in the Atlanta area, go see Dow. Tell him Chris sent you. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah, man. I'm so happy to be able to, bring this channel back and be able to bring it back and talk about the things that I wanted to talk about that I may have wanted to do on the podcast, but I know the vlogs are now the way of life, and you kind of sort of have to, put a face to the name. So here's the face. I mean, it ain't a bad face. I mean, looking at myself now, I can look at myself more objectively after picking myself apart most of my life. I can, especially now that I've lost weight, I can say, okay, this ain't bad. I mean, no one will ever mistake me for Trevante Rose or Denzel Washington or anybody like that, but I do okay for myself. So, got to put a face to the name. So here's the face. And my T-shirt for tonight: 65 Ford Mustang Fastback. As you can see, Fastback Mustang 65 and the actual car in the color orange. And full disclosure, this is a General Motors household. Like, I can tell you, like, when I start talking about cars and shit on this channel, you guys are going to be absolutely enthralled with my takes on automotive history and everything, because I'm a nerd for that type of stuff. So this is a General Motors household, but I like this shirt and I like the way it fits on me, as you can see. You see the arms, the gun, the 24-inch pythons, brother. Ooh, nah, I can't even pose. Fuck it. But yeah, we'll just stick with this pose. Yeah, as you can see, it fits rather nicely. Yeah. Today's video, however, it's going to be really short and brief because as I'm recording this, I'm about to hop on a call for work. We gotta, for us, if you don't know, I contribute news and features to hbcusports.com, and we also do live shows and podcasts. So I was actually set to record this when our senior editor Kendrick Marshall bounced in the chat and said, "Who's available for a show tonight?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm available, but you got to give me a few minutes to be able to put this vlog together that I want to put together." So I'm gonna talk. Not gonna speed through it though, because I'm recording this right now at 6:45. We usually go on around 8 o'clock, so I got time. And of course, this will be up the next morning. I'm recording this on Thursday night. It'll be up on a Friday morning for you guys to be able to watch. And before I get to the nuts and bolts before I get to the topic of tonight, be sure to subscribe and tap the notification bell. All of that will be in the description, before the description below, excuse me. Also, anytime you want to connect with me, my social media handles and my official websites will all be in the link below, as well as my email address. So if you want to, chop it up with me, talk about what you saw on the channel, if you want to be a guest on the show, because I'm going to start reaching out for guests pretty soon. Those of you who know me and if we've done this before, you already know how this works. I will be reaching out to you all shortly. And there are some people that I want to reach out to that, I'm going to shoot my shots in 2024 regardless. Some shots, well, I mean, I don't know if I'm shooting dating shots in 2024. Once again, I'm still heads or tails when I'm going to talk about that part of my life on here. But as far as professionally, I'm shooting all the shots in 2024. If I want somebody on this channel, then damn it, I'm going to ask them to be on the channel. If they say no, cool. If they say yes, even better. So, but today's video, however, I'm going to talk very briefly about my latest writing project that I have released. It will be the official thumbnail. That's what I meant. Yes, the official thumbnail of this video. And I wanted to write a Christmas romance. If you guys aren't familiar, aside from my journalism pursuits, I am an independent novelist. I have released 12 works of fiction now, self-published on Amazon.com. That information, once again, in the description below. And I had my Christmas novel, my Christmas romance all set. Like, I never forget, because when I was doing the Word Makers workshop, shout out to Tasha L. Harrison of Word, the creator of Word Makers, And I was working on another project at the time. And we started talking about what we were going to, all the writers in the room chat, we're going to start talking about what we are going to do for like winter and, and all of that. And I said, okay, I have this idea for a Christmas romance. It's kind of Hallmarkish, but it's from the man's perspective. And once I gave the chat my rundown, because I was the only guy in the chat. I was the only guy in the Word Makers chat. And all the women were just like, so, they were like, oh, that's beautiful. And I'm like, all right, I got something here. And I just couldn't finish it. I couldn't finish it. And it was so disappointing. And I said, okay, if the fate allows, I will come back to it for Christmas 2024. Hopefully the world has not completely gone to shit. Well, it's already gone to shit pretty much. Let's just be real about it. But let's hope it doesn't go to shit, if you know what I mean. And I'm talking about this damn presidential election. Oh my God, I'm so nervous this year. So many people are just, falling for the misinformation. It's just like, oh God, what are y'all doing? Oh, whatever. But yeah, if the universe and fates allow, I will come back to it for Christmas 2024. However, there was a story that popped into my mind as I was, milling about, doing my journalism thing, covering high school basketball here in Delaware for First State Hoops Report, doing all my news and reports for HBCU Sports. I was like, well, it's going to be a short because, it's the one holiday that, you can really get away with just making it really like that. So I went ahead and I just literally from Thursday until Christmas Eve, the Thursday before Christmas Eve, all the way up until Christmas Eve, I chained myself to my laptop and said, I am going to finish this motherfucker. It's going to get done. And it got done. And I was able to, leave it alone Christmas Day, go to my mom's house, meet my my brother's son, which of course is making my nephew. Meet my nephew for the first time. I don't have any kids. I'm not really good at holding babies or whatever, but I tried to hold, the little guy as best I could. And the picture that's on Facebook is hella awkward. Like he's all the way up on my shoulder. And it's just like, yeah, I'm not good at holding babies. But it was nice to meet him. But yeah, I was able to leave the story alone for Christmas Day, come back and finish it up and, finish up all the edits. I didn't even know what the title was going to be, but then I just thought about, what the premise of the story was. And it was like, okay, these two people are only attending this party as a favor to their best friend. So I was like, party favors. So you're doing favors for somebody and you had a party. So there, bam, party favors. Has nothing to do with cocaine, has nothing to do with streamers and hats and none of that. It's just people doing favors for their friends, showing up at a party, and they end up getting together at the end of the night. Very much, I enjoyed writing that, and I enjoyed actually having something I felt confident in publishing. Because as an independent novelist, you really want to be, I don't know if you want to be choosy about what you put out there, but you definitely want to make sure it's the best thing that you have. The story is the best that you have at the moment. And Party Favors was the best I had at the moment. Party Favors follows the story of Kasim Rogers. He is Raekwon Cash's best friend. Raekwon is one of those dudes who's always in the mix. He's got this going, he's got that going. And he's hosting a New Year's Eve bash in his apartment because they all live in the same apartment building. And Kasim doesn't want to go. He's just like, man, I'm not a party person. He's already been through, Christmas dinner. His mom got a new man. They making googly eyes at the table. He hates that shit. He actually was dating someone briefly, but that woman actually had a couple screws loose. So, she dumped him at a moment's notice because she was just out of her mind. He was really depressed. And Quan is like, nah, man, you got to come. This is going to be the party of the year. It's like, and Kasim is like, well, it's the New Year's Eve party. Of course it's going to be the party of the year. So he's in. His love interest, Taylor Roundtree, she's a comms professional. She works as a director of strategic communications. So, she's very busy. And her best friend, Sabrine, is like, you got to come to this party with me because I'm trying to get with Cash. And she's like, and Taylor's like, I want to sit home and read these independent novels. And I mentioned a lot of my indie friends, indie novel writing friends in that book. There's Tasha Harrison's in there, D.L. Wright's in there, Jason Graham is in there, Chincy Higgins is in there. Who else did I put in? Nicole Falls is in it. So I put all my friends, all my indie writing folks that I've connected with over the years. I gave them a little plug. That Taylor was a indie novelist, lover of indie novels. What I'm trying to say, yeah. So Taylor's in. Uh, Kasim gets there first. Quan is pleasantly surprised that he dressed for the occasion, and they're chopping it up at the snack table, doing whatever. And Taylor and Sabrine walk in, and Sabrine and Taylor are just like scoping the scene. Sabrine's already looking for cash. Taylor's like, I don't know these niggas, but Kasim catches her eye, and Kasim sees her, and he's like, damn, she's fine too. So they are like inseparable for the rest of the night until, well, I can't tell the whole story, but trust me, you'll want the link to buy is in the description below. It's only 99 cents on ebook. I don't, I'm probably going to try and really get serious about printing my novels again, but the ebook thing is just so much easier. And if people aren't familiar with how to use Kindle or an e-reader, I'll probably, be able to tell you more about that. Matter of fact, let me tell you about it now. Kindle is Amazon's self-publishing arm that's for like, e-readers, like books that you can read on like your laptop or your phone. They all have apps. Like if you have an iPad, if you have a Kindle Fire, or if you want to read it on your laptop or on your phone, you can just go to whatever your app store is and just search for Amazon Kindle and download it and connect it to your Amazon account. And then you find the book that you want, you find the ebook you want, you hit the one click, that means you bought it, and allow it to download, and then start reading on your phone, tablet, laptop, whatever. And that's how you do it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start. I mean, I think the next, if not the next book, then if I can get a summer. I've been wanting to do another summer romance since In Focus. In Focus is the very first video I've done on this channel. You can go back and check that out. But yeah, I haven't done a summer romance since 2020. Yeah. So I went and did that. Just writing party favors kind of sort of revitalized me a little bit, made me feel like, okay, we are in a space now where the creative side of me is coming back. Because the hardest part I find, because being a journalist, as long as I've been one, you really have to sort of, if you're writing creatively, you have to turn off your truth bag. And not saying that you can't just make up everything. I mean, but for fictional writing, imagination is supposed to run wild. And sometimes, you have to remind yourself that, okay, you're not writing from a space of facts. You're writing from a space of fantasy, of, imagination, of dreamland. You have to operate like that when you're writing fictional work. And that's the hardest thing for me to do, because I've dealt in basically truth since I was 20 years old. And here I am, over 20 years later, still trying to, because I started writing the way I came back to fictional writing, because I used to write short stories as a kid all the time. And I even had like a Tumblr in some of my, years ago, where I'd like doodle these little shorts out or whatever, just write these little pieces of, fiction. And, I liked how they felt. But the way I got back into it for real was 2014 was the worst summer of my life. I lost the job that I'll tell you more about why no one should ever ask me to go do anything in public relations ever again. Matter of fact, I'll probably do it in an upcoming video. So you ain't got to hold me to it, because I'm still kind of salty about it. So I'm gonna have a lot to say about working in PR and comms, and how some people can just be shitty about it. But yeah. First time that I got burned by PR and comms was 2014. I was working at a local community college, and it didn't work out very well. And it was a tough summer. It was a time that I discovered that, I had to be the one to step up in the family, because other people weren't doing what they were supposed to do. And it was a lot of weight on me. And that still scars me to this day. Like, it's why relationships and dating and, parenthood have just totally missed me for the most part. So those things are just like, that summer was just like so incredibly awful. And I was like, I've got to find an outlet. And I think I wrote for 14 days straight, like just writing shit, like just, putting stuff on my laptop, and just like, okay, all right, these are some stories. Do I want to publish them? And I was like, well, I kind of sort of need help making money. And it's interesting because I had a lifesaver come along just as I was entering the world of independent novelists, and that's my guy Andre Smith. He worked at the News Journal, which is, of course, the big paper here in Delaware. And when I was working at another organization that literally just drove me out of the business for about a year or so, he said, "You don't need to be out of this business. You can still write for us part time. You can string for us. If you're not familiar, string is the journalism term for freelancing or part time." He was like, Dre was like, "You can string for us, man. You can't be out of this entirely." And I was like, I don't want to be out of this, but it's just so damn stupid right now. Again, hold me to this, y'all. I've started my journalism memoir. I just can't seem to finish it. I don't have the time, but I'm going to make time. So whenever you see me talking about journalism in some respects, I'll probably share some stories on this channel, of course, but I want to save some for the book. So if you catch me talking about my years in this business, they just say, "Chris, finish your damn memoirs." And I'll finish my damn memoirs. Okay, so I put out "I'm Feeling That." That was the short story thing that came out in the summer 2014. Well, actually, yeah, it was summer 2014. So, yes, 10 years in August will have made that I've been self-publishing. Then I went with my first full novel, Brother's Lunch, and then after that became the holiday drama, Miracles Need Wings to Fly. And I had a couple of other things like the Dexter Shawn series, which I kind of want to finish, kind of don't care to finish, maybe eventually finish. Then I had a 5 short story erotica. Then I wrote my first romance in 2019 called Extra Extra. Then I followed that up with my first Christmas romance, Playing the Right Notes. Then I followed that up with another Christmas romance, which is my favorite, Christmas and Chill, which I'll tell you why that's a favorite in a minute, along with Party Favors. And then I did a historical fiction that was sort of like a middle grade read called A Man Child of Summer. That one flopped, and I was very disappointed that it flopped. I didn't really put that much heart into promoting it, probably. But shout out to my guy, Jason Graham. He found it one day and was like, "Yo, this was really good. Why didn't you push it?" And I was like, I didn't think anybody would read it. But, that's the good thing about this indie novel scene, especially among black writers. There's so much, that you can glean follow from other people and, people that you can connect with and just vibe and just, support each other. And that's what's important about being an indie writer is because, we're not traditional publishing. We don't have, publishing deals. I mean, some of us do. Shouts out Chinsia Higgins, her Devon and Chris Playing a Wedding. That was a damn good book. And, as a straight guy reading a lesbian, they call it sapphic. As a straight guy reading a sapphic novel, I was very much pulled into it. And Chinchia's got another one coming out in, I think, April, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, some of us do move on and get that, that traditional publishing deal. Most of us, we still writing because we love it, man. I mean, obviously Chinchia loves it because she's damn good at it. If you never read a Chinchia Higgins book, man, you're cheating yourself. That's all I got. You're cheating yourself. But yeah, Jason found Man Child of Summer, was like, "This was really good, man." And I was like, "Well, thank you." I mean, it's nice to know that I didn't completely fall off the fucking wagon. But I still, that was in the middle of a writer's block, and I hadn't written anything in 2 years since that. I had tried, but it just nothing really clicked. And then, there was another one that I was working on, Flight of the Butterfly. That might be my summer romance. I haven't decided yet. And maybe a spring romance. I haven't decided yet. Maybe a college homecoming. It's going to be something if I decide to actually finish it and put it out. But yeah, and Party Favors turns out to be really fun. It's short. It's only 55 pages. So, it's not going to take up your whole time if you read it. You can probably finish it in one sitting because the way I wrote it, it's pretty damn straightforward. 2 people meet at a party. There's one small piece of conflict. They resolve that conflict. They make out when the ball drops. Then they go up on the roof. Yeah. Yeah. You'll want to read it. So why I enjoyed writing Christmas and Chilling Party Favors. Because my main character's love interests are plus size women. And we don't see that a lot in romance, period. I mean, we see it in black romance a lot because, when our women tend to be thicker. And this isn't anything out of, malice or fetishism or anything, because human beings are human beings. If somebody's dope, they're fucking dope. That's who it is. I mean, I wish we all operated like that. So many people miss out on the greatest, gifts they could receive because they're caught up in the wrapping of the package. And yes, I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say, attraction isn't a thing. Attraction is certainly a thing. I mean, you like what you like who you like, whoever turns you on, turns you on. But at the same time, people have so much more to offer than what they look like. And I mean, it's something that I had to learn because when I hated myself when I was 300 pounds, 300, 400 pounds, I called myself every ugly motherfucker in the book. Like I was really disgusted with myself. I hated myself. And granted, yes, I lost the weight to feel good about myself, but I realized that all the weight, it just that baggage was removed. There was still baggage that I was holding on to, and my therapist said it. You're still operating as the person that was whatever your old weight was. And that threw me for a loop. So I was like, yeah, she's got a point here. So I'm still working on that. But I wanted to write plus size women characters because every woman in, popular art is either ridiculously curvy or petite as a mug. And I'm not going to go into this. I mean, I'm not going to go into my interest in women. that defeats the purpose of this entire conversation. I may, if I had decided to talk about dating relationships, then yeah, maybe I'll venture into that. But yeah, I wanted to write plus size women because I do think plus size women are beautiful. I do think plus size women are sexy, and I do think they are deserving of romance and good sex. And that's what I wanted to write. And even some of my male characters, they tend to be on the thicker side because, hello, I'm a big dude. I mean, you see it. 5'10", 255 over here, man. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and write characters that are just like, 6'3", 175-ish or, just built like, Greek gods because not everybody in this world is built like a Greek god. Not every woman is built like a supermodel. Regular people deserve good love and sex. And that's what you want to put in a romance is that, yeah, you want your characters to be attracted to each other. You want them to kind of come off as attractive, but they can't be the same type of attractive. That's the key. And that's why I loved Nixie's character. Nixie in Christmas and Chill and Taylor in Party Favors are plus size women. You will read and see that these are thick girls that are pretty, that are fine, that are sexy, and they end up getting took down by the end of the novel, which is the point of the whole thing. Everybody deserves to be loved and loved properly. And that's what I wanted to come across with Nixie and Christmas and Chill and Taylor and Party Favors. So, damn, this is longer than the intro video. I didn't really plan to talk this long, but I guess, when you're making points, you're making points. But yeah, overall, I love writing. I mean, that's who I am. I mean, every part of my social media tag has writer. Twitter, I'm CJ Writes and things. I may eventually change it to my given name because, well, who gives a fuck? Twitter's dying anyway. Why did I say Tinder? Oh God, I can't escape it. My Twitter handle is CJ Writes and things. My Facebook fan page is Chris Stevens Writes. My Instagram is Chris Stevens Writes. This YouTube channel is Chris Stevens Writes. My Blue Sky and Spill feeds are Chris the Writer. I'm a writer. It's what I do. And it's a blessing to be able to do it, as a journalist and as a novelist. And, people, they claim people don't read. I mean, people are looking for, there are people out there that still read. I mean, it's just the people that are making the most noise are the ones that get the most attention. The ones that don't read, they're the ones that make the most noise. The people who read. That's what they do. And I'm very much grateful to be able to share journalism, be able to tell the truth and the stuff that I report, that I'm, the people that I talk to. And I'm also in a position that I can give people an escape with the novels that I write, with the short stories that I write and everything like that. And that's a double life I love living. Like I've been in journalism since 2002. I'm probably going to do this until, if there's an afterlife after this, that's where I'll be. And, but I want to get better at just being a creative writer. I want my novels to resonate with people. Like, I read Eric Jerome Dickey, God rest his soul. He was one of the real first male Black romance writers in the game. There wasn't that many. Yeah, you can say Omar Tyree dabbled in romance. I mean, a lot of his stuff was more realism based, in my opinion. But Omar Tyree is another person that I look up to, as a writer. the guys that I swear by are Eric Jerome Dickey, Walter Mosley, of course. Oh my God, if I ever meet Walter Mosley, like I know I'm gonna cry. I know I'm gonna cry. And that dude is gonna look at me like, what the hell is wrong with you? But yes, Walter Mosley, Eric Jerome Dickey, Omar Tyree. Those are my big three for guys. The women, there's of course Mother Tony, Toni Morrison, Zayn really, I got into Zayn in college, and that's when I knew that I was, very much interested in, the eros of things. So yeah, there's Mother Tony, there's Zayn, there are my friends that I've mentioned, Tasha Harrison, D.L. White, Chinsia Higgins, Nicole Falls, Katrina Jackson. These folks, these ladies, they write some damn good stuff on the independent tip. So there's influences out there, man. Oh yeah, shout out to my guy Jason Graham. I got to add him. His Hey Auntie series, that one was like very influential. So I was like, yo, I'm not the only one out here doing this. This shit can be dope for all of us. So yeah. So those are some of my influences on a creative tip, and I hope to be as good as those folks or some of those folks someday. But yeah, that's pretty much what I want to talk about for this YouTube video. I really didn't expect it to go this long, but when you talk about things you love, what is time? But a good time. And a good time was had recording this video. So thank y'all for tuning into this edition of Chris Stevens Writes. Greatly appreciate y'all's time as always. Once again, social media handles, websites, a link to Party Favors, which again is only 99 cents on Kindle, and all my other contact information will be in the description below. Once again, I would like for you to subscribe to the channel if you like and tap the notification bell so you can be notified when every new video drops. And there's going to be videos dropping. I mean, I just restarted this channel this week and we're already on the second one. Can I squeeze another one in before the week is over? You'll have to subscribe and tap the notification bell to see. So once again, thank y'all for tuning in. Greatly appreciate y'all's time. Until the next time y'all see me or we speak, take care of yourself. No, wait, I got to stop using take care of yourselves and each other. I only use that for First Day Hoops word. I need a new peace out sign for my personal channel. Oh, I'm just going to use what I use for my podcast. Y'all be good. Hold on. Let me try that again. I'm not editing this shit. It's just going to go up as is. All right. So until the next time we talk, y'all be good or be good at it.